Good evening to all. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about charging of a capacitor. How the capacitor has charges. What are the equations for the capacitor charging? Okay. So in this charging of a capacitor, so we will consider a resistor R and a capacitor C are in series, and for that series circuit, we will apply a voltage of V. Okay, by that the capacitor will starts charging, so it will charges up to the applied voltage V. Okay, so when the capacitor is charged, the polarity of the capacitor will be opposite to the applied voltage. Okay, so now for that the voltage across the capacitor VC is equals to V into 1 minus e power of minus t by lambda. So the capacitor, the voltage across the capacitor will be charges exponentially increasing. Okay, so the capacitor will be charges exponentially increasing, and the current is exponentially decreasing. The current through the capacitor is exponentially decreasing. When the capacitor is fully charged, the current through the capacitor is zero. Initially, the current through the capacitor is maximum. So that maximum current is obtained by V by R, capital V by capital R. Okay, so the maximum current V by R. When the capacitor is fully charged, the current through the capacitor is zero. It means it will be acts as open circuit. Before or initially the capacitor will be acts as a short circuit. That's why the most of the current will be flowing through this capacitor. So like that, the capacitor will be charges. The charge on the capacitor will be develops. The charge on the capacitor will be develops exponentially. Okay. So, and coming to the discharge of the capacitor. So first of all, in the charging of the capacitor, we will store the charge. Okay, we will store the charge. So capacitors are used for the storage of the charge. So after storing of the charge, again we have to send to some other applications. So that storage of the charge will be sent to another. So for that, we have to connect this switch A to B. Okay, so by connecting switch to A, it connects the supply voltage. When the switch is connected to B, the power supply will be disconnected. The power supply V will be disconnected. Due to this, what happens? This capacitor will be charged up to the voltage. This voltage. Now this capacitor will be acts as a voltage source. This capacitor will be acts as a voltage source because this capacitor was charged up to the applied voltage. So how much voltage we are applied here? So for that voltage, the capacitor was charged. And when the switch is connected to B, when the switch S is connected to B, then the capacitor starts conducting. The capacitor provides the supply or provides the charging. So the direction of the current is in this way. Okay, so I will show you. Yeah. So while when the switch is connected to B, so this circuit will be formed as a discharging of a capacitor. So the voltage across the capacitor will be delivered through the current IC. Okay, so this current is in this direction. Okay, so you remember that the current will be starts from positive. Okay, so that's why the current direction is from positive to in this way. Similarly, in the previous case, the current is from positive terminal of the voltage. So the longer, I think you may know that this is the voltage source and this is the voltage V. Okay, so this is the voltage symbol V. I think you know this. So this is the voltage symbol, and the longer terminal is called as plus, and the short terminal is terminal as negative. Okay, positive and negative. For a battery, you may observe that positive terminal and negative terminal. Okay, so when there are number of batteries are connected in series, number of batteries are connected in series, like this one, this voltage. Okay, so this is also a source, voltage source. Like this we can connect. So this is the representation of the DC voltage. This is the representation of the DC voltage. Okay, a long terminal and short terminal represents the DC voltage. DC voltage. So DC voltage is nothing but it will produces the constant voltage. There is no alternating of the voltage. Okay, so whenever the from the positive terminal the current will be starts. Okay, similarly for this capacitor, this is the positive and this is negative. Okay, when the capacitor is fully charged, then the switch is connected to B, it will be the current will be starts from B, so the direction of the current is in this direction and reaches negative terminal. Okay, now the charged particles of this capacitor will be now discharged. It means by the here nothing but the charging particles are nothing but the flow of the current. Okay, current is nothing but the flow of the charger particles. Here the charger particles are considered as the electrons. Okay, so the flow of the current is nothing, flow of the electrons is nothing but the current. See here, remember, flow of the electrons or movement of the electrons is nothing but the current. So here electrons are nothing but the charge carriers. Hello, who is this doing like this? Who is that fellow? If you are not interested, you can go. Sign out. Okay, so here the flow of the electrons is nothing but the current. Here the electrons are the charge carriers. So the charge carriers are formed on these capacitor plates. So capacitor is having two plates. Okay, on these plates, one side it is electrons and another side it is positive charge carriers. Okay, so when there is a negative charge carrier, there is positive charge carriers also will be there. So when we are connected switch S to B, so the charge carriers will be flows in this direction, and that represents the current. Okay, when switch S is shifted to B, connected to B, C is discharged through R. So the capacitor, the charge present on the capacitor will be discharged. Okay, and that represents the discharging current. Here it is represented as IC. It will be seen that discharging current flows in a direction opposite to that of the charging current as shown in figure B. So in the previous case, the current is flowing in this direction. Due to that, the capacitor is charged. Now, when the capacitor is discharging, the discharging current is opposite to the charging current. The discharging current is opposite to the charging current. The current direction. This is the current direction. Okay, so that is given this statement. Hence, the direction of the charging current is taken positive, then that of the discharging current is will be taken as negative. Okay, so charging of the current is considered as positive, then discharging current is considered as the negative, because both are in opposite direction. That's the reason. So here, to begin with, the discharge current is maximum when the decreases exponentially till it ceases when the capacitor is fully discharged. So what we said that initially the capacitor is, when this is connected to P, the capacitor will be supplies maximum current. Maximum current. So slowly the current through this capacitor will be decreases. So finally the charge across this capacitor was fully discharged. So just like our battery. So in the wall clock we will use a 5 volts battery or 1.5 volts or 2.5 volts battery we will use. So after long time of usage of that battery, what happens? After a certain time of the battery usage, the clock will be, the working of the clock will be stops. Then what we will do? We will replace another battery. Why? The charge carriers on the battery will be utilized, or those will be replaced by current flowing through the this coil. So in the wall clock we have a coil. Okay. So when the current is flowing through that coil, so it will exert a field, and due to that the rotation of the pointers will be takes place. Okay. So after some time, after some days of the use of that wall clock, okay, so the battery charge will be decreases because we are separated positive and negative, and we are connected through a wire, coil wire. So after long time, so this positive terminals will become as negative, okay, and most of the electrons will be comes to the one side, okay, and like that the battery was discharged. We can say it is battery discharged. Similarly, in the capacitor also we have, initially it is having high current because it is fully charged. When the switch is connected to P, it is tries to discharge, and while trying to discharge, initially it sends high current. Okay, high current will be flows. After certain amount of time, what happens? This current will be decreases, and finally there is no current through the capacitor. Means the voltage across the capacitor was decreases to 0. Okay, so that we will see by these equations. Okay. Since battery is cut off the circuit, so in the discharging circuit we are disconnected the battery. Okay, so there is no connection. There is no connection between this circuit. Here we have connection, but here there is no connection. So that's why this is disconnected. The current does not flow through this way. When the circuit is closed, then only the current will be flows. When the circuit will be closed, then only the current will flows. So suppose here we are open, so that's why even the current flowing in this way, see, does not flows through this direction. Okay, because here we are open. So since battery is cut off the circuit, therefore the putting V is equals to 0 in equation of the previous one. So that is equals to V is equals to CR dVc by dt into Vc. So here IC is equals to C into dVc by dt. IC is equals to C into dVc by dt. So with this, so here we have equation 2. So we'll see what is that equation. See here, this is the V is equals to, capital V is equals to Vc plus CR into dVc by dt. So in our discharging of the capacitor, this V is disconnected. This V is disconnected. That's why this value is 0. This value is 0. So then from this we can get Vc is equals to minus CR into dVc by dt. Okay. Vc is equals to minus CR into dVc by dt from this equation. And so you see, yeah, this one. So here we have a plus symbol is there. Okay. So from that dVc by dVc by Vc is equals to dt by Cr. We can take the other sides. Okay. So from that dVc by Vc is equals to 1 by Cr in dt. Same this one. And by applying the logarithmic on both sides, so log of Vc here Ve is equals to T by Cr. Okay. So at the start of the discharge, when T is equals to 0, Vc is equals to V. So initially the capacitor was charged up to V. So that's why at the time T is equals to 0, Vc is equals to capital V. Okay. And by substituting here, here it is actually we will apply the integral of dVc by Vc is equals to integral of dt by Cr. Integral dt by Cr, and from that we will get log of EVC is equals to T by Cr plus K. T by Cr plus K. So we have to find the K value. So to find the K value, we will apply when T is equals to 0, what is the value of Vc? Yes, tell me. Manikanta Sai.
సార్ ఈక్వేషన్ 2 అంటే అక్కడ ఇంటూ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది సార్ అర్థం ఈక్వేషన్ 2 v ఈక్వల్ టు vc ప్లస్ cr ఇంటూ dvc బై dt కదా సార్.
యా cr
ప్లస్ ఉంటుంది కదా సార్.
ఇక్కడ ప్లస్ ప్లస్ ఉంటుందిగా. capital V is equals to cr into dvc by dt plus vc కదా. Equation 2. I will show you again.
Equation 2, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See here, this is the equation 2. Here capital V is equals to Vc plus Cr into dVc by dt. Okay. From this equation, we are saying that disconnected the applied voltage. That's why this value is 0. And from this,
yes,
Vc is equals to minus Cr into dVc by dt. Clear? I will explain that clearly in the last time. Okay, see here. This is Vc is equals to minus Cr into dVc by dt. Now we are separating dVc and Vc. Okay, and dt is coming to left side, dt by Cr is coming to denominator, and here we have negative. Okay, so from this minus Vdc by Vc, by applying integration here, so we will get log of Vc. Okay, and that is equals to for this is T by Cr in plus K. T by Cr plus K. Okay, so you can try it in your own. Okay, no problem. You can get it easily.
Okay.
So at the start of discharge, you will find the K value. What is the K value? So when T is equal to 0, okay, so T is equal to the capacitor across voltage across capacitor is V. Okay, because initially we are saying that the capacitor was fully charged. The amount of voltage what we are applied in the charging of the capacitor. So that's why the voltage across capacitor is V. And substituting in this. So in this equation, log E of Vc. So in the place of Vc, we are substituting V, and that is equals to initial T is equals to 0. This term will become 0 plus K. Okay, 0 plus K, and K is equals to log V of base E. K is equals to log V of base E. We will substitute this K value in this equation again. Okay, so putting this value above, we will get log E of base E. There is some presentation problem is there. Okay, so log E of base E, log E of Vc is equals to log E of base E is equals to so minus T by lambda. Okay, minus T by lambda plus log E of V. This one in the place of K will substitute log E of V. Okay, so from this we will get log E of V or log V base E it comes to the left side, it produces log of A minus log B. Okay, from that log of A by B, that is equals to minus T by lambda. And by bringing this log to this side, we will get exponential term. So exponential of minus T by lambda, okay, Vc by V, Vc by V, and from that Vc is equals to V into e power of minus T by lambda. Clear? So this is the voltage across the capacitor is V into e power of minus T by lambda. It means it is a exponentially decreasing, negative. Okay, exponentially decreasing. So that's why the voltage across the capacitor as time is increases, so it will be decreases. Similarly, Q is equals to Q into e power of minus T by lambda. The charge on the capacitor also decreases. It will be follows. It will be follows as the voltage across the capacitor. And IC is equals to the current. The current through the resistor is minus I naught into e power minus T by lambda. So it can be proved that VR is equals to minus V by e power of minus T by lambda, which is the voltage drop. The voltage drop across the resistor is V is equals to I into R, whereas I is equals to minus I naught into e power of minus T by lambda into R. Okay, I into R gives the I naught into R gives the voltage. Okay, and that is equals minus V by e power of minus T by lambda. So this is the graph. The voltage across the capacitor is decreasing, and the current initially it is you can why it is negative. You can say it is represented negative. So I see the current through the capacitor or the current through the resistor is showing negative minus I naught because it is in a opposite direction to the actual charging current. That's why it is negatively maximum value. So it will be reaches to 0 finally as time t is equals to infinity. As time t is equals to infinity, the current will be reaches to 0. Okay, and the voltage drop across the capacitor also reaches to 0 because the charging across the capacitor is discharging. Discharging means the charge carriers are flowing to the other side. So that's why the across the capacitor is finally the capacitor across the capacitor voltage is 0, becomes 0, and the current is also 0. Okay. Like this we can observe the charging and discharging of the capacitors. Okay. The previous lecture we have seen the charging of the capacitor, and today's lecture we are seeing about the discharging of the capacitor. Okay, so you can try it in our own, and you have material also, I think. So further, if you have any doubts, you can chat with me, no problem. So here some equations are listed. Okay, you can try it. So next one is applications of practical applications of this charging and discharging of capacitor, and these are found in digital control systems, digital control circuits, where a square wave input is applied across an RC circuit. So here we have a R and C circuits are connected, and here the input is a square wave input, not like a constant voltage. So previously we have seen that a constant voltage of V. So in this case, the input voltage, which is nothing but a square wave signal. Okay, this is the square wave signal. We can call it as a pulse signal or square wave signal. Both are same. Okay, so whenever the capacitor, when we apply input signal to this RC network or RC circuit, then from 0 to lambda, it is having some voltage. Assume that some 5 volts. 5 volts. So when the capacitor is, when we apply 5 volts, the capacitor starts charging. See here, this is the voltage across the capacitor. The capacitor starts charging and reaches the maximum value. Here, what is the maximum value? We consider, just for example, so this is the 5 volts of the 5 volts. Okay, so if the applied input voltage is 5 volts, okay, so the capacitor also reaches the 5 volts, or the charges to 5 volts. After lambda to 2 lambda, there is 0 voltage. The voltage is 0. Input voltage is 0. It means it is disconnected. Voltage is 0, but there is a connection is there. There is a connection is there. So that's why this is plus and minus. While from 0 to lambda, it is plus and minus. Charge it to 5 volts. The capacitor voltage is 5 volts. Okay. So after lambda to lambda, it is 0. Then what happens? The capacitor will be discharges in the reverse direction. Okay. So while in the positive direction, that is in the charging direction, this is the positive way. When the capacitor is discharges, it will be discharges in the opposite direction to charging current. Okay. The capacitor will be discharges. It will discharges until the second pulse was starts. Okay. It will be discharges. Again from 2 lambda to 3 lambda, another 5 volts is applied. Again the voltage we are applying 5 volts. Again the capacitor was charges. Again the capacitor starts charging. After reaching 3 lambda, the input voltage is 0. So it is like a short circuit. Okay. Then the capacitor again discharges in this direction. Okay. So again the capacitor is discharging. This is exponentially decreasing. This is exponentially increasing. The capacitor charges exponentially increasing. Capacitor discharges exponentially decreasing. Okay. So the remaining are the current flowings. The current, how the current is flows. So this is the I current, IC. Okay. Initially the current is very high when the 5 volts is applied. It reaches to 0. Again the capacitor will be discharges, because this is opposite direction. It is having minus amount of IC, maximum current. From that it will be discharges to 0. When again the applied voltage is increases, again the current will be rises to maximum value. So like this we have the current through this circuit will be exponentially decreasing and exponentially increasing. And this is the voltage drop across the resistor. This is the voltage drop across the resistor. Okay. So due to the applied voltage and due to the current and the R, it is the voltage drop across the resistor is result of the R value and the current through the resistor. The current through the resistor and the R value, product of the current and the resistor value. So this gives the voltage drop across the resistor. So like this we have the waveforms representation. Okay. The different waveforms of the current and voltages are shown in figure A, B, C, D. The sharp voltage pulses of VR are used for control circuits. So these are the pulses VR, these pulses, sharp voltage pulses of VR. The voltage drops will be used for control circuits. So this may be depending upon the value of the the value of the R. So by by multiplying with the current and R, it may be produces a straight line, linear line. Okay. Okay, like this, we can explain the charging and discharging of a given input signal. So there is an example problem, that is we have a resistance R and a 4 microfarads capacitor are connected in series across the 200 volts DC supply. So just like our resistor and capacitors are connected in series to the voltage supply of 200 volts. Okay. So across the capacitor is a neon lamp. So that strikes or glows at 120 volts. So across the capacitor, we are connected a neon lamp. So that neon lamp will be works for 120 volts. Calculate the value of R to make the lamp strike or close 5 seconds after the switch has been closed. Okay. So this is the resistor R and this is the capacitor. And for this we have a switch. Just by closing the switch, it will be connected to a voltage source of 200 volts. 200 volts. And across this capacitor, there is a neon bulb is there. So this neon bulb will be glows when the voltage across the capacitor is 120 volts. 120 volts. So this is the R value. So you have to find what value of the R, the value of R to make the lamp strikes 5 seconds after the switch has been closed. So after the closing of this switch S, so for what value of R it will be close. So that is the question. So here the capacitor voltage has to rise 120 volts in 5 seconds. Within 5 seconds, it should be raised to 120 volts. So here there is a equation we have. V is small v, the voltage drop across capacitor C is Vc is equals to capital V into, I think it is correct, 1 minus C4 of minus T by lambda. Okay. So the voltage across the capacitor is V into 1 minus C4 of minus T by lambda. So here V is the total applied voltage 200 and okay, and here time constant, here T is the 5 seconds of the time. Okay, and from that we can get the Vc is the 120. This is 120, and from that you can get the E4 of lambda, and lambda is equals 5.464 seconds. So where lambda is the time constant. Okay, that is nothing but CR, RC. You can say it is RC or CR is the time constant of this circuit. And from that we know the capacitor value. We know the capacitor value, and you know the lambda, and from that you can get the R value. R is equals to lambda by R. Okay. So with this, we'll find the R value is 1.366 mega ohms. Okay. So that is another problem. Example problem. So a capacitor of 0.1 microfarads is charged from a 100 volts battery through a series resistance of 1000 ohms. So RC network is there and it is connected to 100 volts battery. R value is 1K, that is 1000 ohms, and the capacitor value is 1.1 microfarads. And first of all, find the time for the capacitor to receive 63.2% of its final charge. The time for the capacitor to receive 63.2% of its final charge. And second one is the charge received in this time, charge value, Q value you have to find. And the final rate of charging, final rate of charging. The rate of charging when the charge is 63.2% of the final charge. So 63.2% of charge received in a time is equal to the time constant of the circuit. So we are already said that the time constant is nothing but the time where the capacitor is charged for 63.2% of the maximum value. So that's why here time required, that is time constant lambda is equal to CR, and that is the lambda. This is because they asked that 63.2% of its final charge. That is the time. So that is time constant. First one is the time constant. Time required, that is lambda. Okay. And final charge Q is equals to C into V. C into V. C is the 0.1 megafarad and V is the applied voltage 100 volts. So this is the final charge value. Final charge 100 microcoulombs. Charge received during this time is 0.632 into 10. So here they are asked that the charge received in this time. So in this time is nothing but the time constant, that is 63.2% of final charge. So in the 63.2%, okay, and that into the charge is 10. It means so this is the charging the capacitor voltage. So assume that this is the 63%, 63.2% of the maximum value. Okay, so at this point, for reaching the voltage at this point, so what is the charge value? What is the charge value? So before finding this value, we have to find the total charge of this circuit. That is nothing but C into V. C is the given 0.1 and applied voltage is the 100. So with that you will get the Q. So at this point it is 63.2 into 63.2% into total charge is the 10. So that gives 0.632 into 10, 66.32 microcoulombs. This is the charge. Charge is represented in coulombs. Coulomb. Okay. The next one, the rate of charging at any time is given by equation 2 of the previous one, and that is equals to dV by dt is equals to V minus V by CR. Okay, what we have discussed previously. From that, okay, so initially small